In this video, we'll be showing you how to paint your World Eater's Jackal Pack leader. We'll be painting quickly and efficiently to get your models looking great on the tabletop in no time at all. The paints you'll need are on the screen right now. Remember that these are our recommendations. Feel free to paint your miniatures however you like. If you are new to painting or want to know the paints and the techniques used in this video, check out our Citadel Colour Painting Essentials videos in the description. The first thing we've done is undercoat our model, and for this colour scheme we've used grey cere. This will give us a great base coat for skin and some of the other contrast details. First we're using Cygor Brown. We're going to use our small layer brush for this so we get a small amount of paint in controlled strokes, as we want to give the skin good coverage but avoid overloading the model of paint. If there is too much contrast on the model, we can easily fix it with a clean brush, soaking it away. If you find that the coverage is a little bit light in some of the areas of skin, you can always add another thin layer to cover it. You can always use other colours like Guilliman Flesh or Dark Oath Flesh for different skin tones in the rest of your Jackal pack. Next, we're going to use Skeleton Horde for the skulls, light coloured straps and the wrappings. Just like with the Cygor Brown, we're going to use our small brush and applying small amounts of the contrast. Once the first layer is dry, we can always add another layer to build up the colour. If there is an area with some Cygor Brown that has accidentally slipped onto it, we can always take our grey cere base paint and tidy that up and then apply our Skeleton Horde once it's dry. Now we're applying Storm Vermin Fur for the cloth. This can be used for any trousers, ripped shirts or any rags. This is a layer paint, so we will need a couple of layers of this to build the coverage up. Storm Vermin Fur is a great light grey colour with some brown tones, which makes it perfect for dirty war-torn cloth for mortal servants of the Chaos Gods. Next we're using Iron Hand Steel for the rugged silver metalwork. This can be chains, guns, knives, chainswords and any buckles. We're trying to be careful not to get any of this paint on previously painted areas, but we can easily fix any smudging by using grey cere base paint and reapplying the contrasts. With that dry, we can move on to Brass Scorpion, which will apply to any corn icons and symbols on the model. This colour will need a few layers just to get that solid metallic coverage. Brass Scorpion is a layer paint, but it's the perfect colour we need for some cornate brass. When we're finished with our metallic paints, it's best to change our paint water to avoid any of those metallic flakes getting into our next colours. Now we're applying Corvus Black to the black straps, and we also can use this for some cloth as well to give a diverse colour on all our jackals. Now that we have a lot of colours on our model, we're going to make sure that we take our time, that we can avoid any smudging of dark paints on the hard work we've already done. Try and avoid painting on top of the straps that are already painted in Skeleton Horde. With those colours down, we can apply our Rattling Grime to the silver, the black and a slightly thinned down version to the Storm Vermin Fur, as we only want it in the folds and the recesses of the cloth. Rattling Grime is great for a dark, dirty looking armour, but we don't want to overload the silver, so we'll add a small amount of water to it before applying. We can always add more Rattling Grime in the recesses or damaged areas later on. After the Rattling Grime is dry, we can apply our Stormhose Silver as a highlight. We'll apply this to some of the raised areas and most damaged areas on the weaponry, chains and armour. We'll use a combination of the point and the side of the brush to help us get clean, uniform edges, but also some nice damaged pot areas as well. Next, we're applying Flesh Tearer's Red to any top knots, blood stim tanks, and the cornate tabard that he wears. We can also use some Flesh Tearer's Red for some dried blood effects on the metal. We're going to use small amounts of it in streaks and some potted recesses for a realistic effect. Little is more in this case, as Mortals of Chaos don't last long on the battlefield, so they're more likely to have blood on their weapons and some on their boots. Finally, we're applying Agrax Earthshade in the recesses of the brass and the red details. We'll be using our small layer brush, making sure that we don't apply too much and we get it in all those recesses. If we apply too much on the raised areas, we can always take it off with the clean brush while it's still wet. Shades are designed to run into the recesses of our models and keep the raised areas unshaded, giving us an illusion of depth. Agrax Earthshade is a great colour for the warmer tones on this model, without being too dark. And there we are, our Jackal Pack Leader is finished and ready for some bloodshed. You can see that our model is based in Martian Ironcrust, but you can base it in any colour you want. If you'd like to learn more about basing, check out our technical paints video on how to base your models. Well, we hope you enjoyed this video and we'll see you next time. Bye bye!